with Ares. A vicious, vile battle happened outside of a city that was owned by a very twisted and evil man from the future.
I remember that.
Yes, him being known as the Sixth. You thought you killed him, but his consciousness is now in his armor, from which he has escaped. All of this is taking place within the country of Tyrannos, a turbulent country that is very racist towards wizards. Any and all wizards are either subjugated to slavery or are put into the military.
I don't like them either.
Yeah. So, Ares, during the battle, made a blood rain fall upon everyone within it. And anyone who died within the battle was taken by Ares into his realm. So you were just sent into another world, a dying world, to kill an evil wizard within this world that happens to be against Ares and is doing something that is inconvenient for the god himself. So one of the lesser gods, Bellona, told you to do such. And then you all went there with a crew of some of your companions. I know you brought the slaver because you're very fond of him for some reason. I'm not sure who else you brought, though.
Beehat.
Let's see. Did you bring the dwarf, Uncle?
Of course. And Beehat.
Ralothar the Unchained is there, and Beehat, along with Lancelot and Mordred.
Oh my goodness, I remember them now.
Yes. Yes, I imagine you would. They're very, very sweet. Only with you. So, that is roughly where we left off. The country of Tyrannos is fairly turbulent right now. Not in a very good state. It's brimming, almost close to war, with the neighboring country, from which you absolutely have nothing to do with. So, before we begin in the dying earth, from which you are currently on a boat, we're going to start somewhere else for a moment. Drozelax, you are in the snow. You don't need your stats. You are in the snow. There's quite an intense blizzard happening. And you see smoke and maybe a dim light ahead of you. It looks like there could be some fires ahead, maybe from a town, but you're not sure. In front of you, maybe 10 or 15 feet, is your dwarf companion, Ham, who is face down on the ground, and you can faintly tell that he's still trying to move forward. What do you do?
I kill and eat Ham.
Oh my goodness.
No, get up, dwarf. I'm not sure what the hell we're doing here, but...
well, sorry. So, I forgot. I believe you went through a portal to chase Jane, and this is where it brought you. That's where Drozelax was last left off. He went through a portal, saw some shit, and then was dropped off here. So, you were just dropped in front of Ham, just as surprisingly as I told you now.
Ham, I think that's Leyendell, the capital. Make your way to... Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong. Ham, get the fuck up. And I kick him.
So,
oh my goodness.
When you kick Ham he grumbles and then he spits. He's like, "Oh, you're a real fine hallucination, aren't you? Yeah, this is how you're going to motivate me, you bloody wizard. Where is the rock that just hit me?" He looks up at you and he doesn't acknowledge the fact that you're real. Where is the rock? Where is the blood? Yeah.
I point at a nearby rock.
Up.
It was that one.
He stumbles up on his feet, and you can see he's very, very fatigued. His nose looks, I mean, it's kind of blue. You know, he looks very cold. His beard is covered in snow. It's about as snow white as his beard already is. So he goes over to the fucking rock and he kicks it, and then he wails in pain. He's like, "Oh, not even my dwarven feet can break it, huh? You rook!" Oh! He looks back at you and notices you're still there. And then he says, Oi! You're supposed to disappear. You only last 2 or 3 seconds. Go away. I'm on my quest. I'm doing it for you, don't you remember? Oh! The life of a dwarf.
You have become more Scottish, Ham. I like it. I think that's where we're going. And I point at the city.
He stumbles in that direction. He's like, you know it. That's where she is. I've been traveling for quite some time to get there. I think. He looks a little. He tries to get closer, and he just stops talking and keeps moving forward. Do you follow him?
Of course. I hover entirely too close.
He doesn't really notice it, honestly. He's perfectly comfortable with it.
And then I smell him. So I give him a good 5.
You smell him?
Yeah. No. He stays 5 feet behind him.
When you do that, he's like, he notices you doing that. He's like, what? You're pretty real for a hallucination, you know that?
I am not a hallucination. All of this is a hallucination. Ham, your next drink is in that city. Let's go.
I'm not sure we're gonna get a drink so easy over there, Drozalax. If you are the real one. I know there's other space aliens that could pretend to be you. I've seen some of them in the forest. He then wanders a little bit closer to the city, and you start seeing that the city itself is burning, and it is aflame, and you see that there's some sort of siege happening. The city itself is on top of a hill. This city, it's on a hill, and then you can see that there's a little bit of a town outside of the city, but that has been completely decimated and razed. The main city itself with the massive walls is completely protected. It looks like the walls haven't been breached, but you can see that it's been chipped away bit by bit, and you can see this fairly effectively thanks to the bright fires that have been burning outside of the city itself. Ham sighs, and he goes to look for his flask, pulls it out, and tries to drink something, only to find that it's ice. Bloody hell! All right, friendly hallucination Drozalax. Let's go save the girl. So
he looks like it's in peril.
Imperable.
No, in peril. It looks like it's in trouble. You bloody drunk.
No, it's probably a celebration. You can see clearly that the houses are burning and people are getting killed.
Oh my goodness.
Find me. Let's find one of them, one of the village people, and rescue them. We might be able to get some information from them.
This sounds like a great idea.
We go to find.
I don't know what we're rescuing.
We look for a refugee. That's running from the city.
So, you guys go towards the city, and that's where I'll leave you off right now.
Oh, I want to kill and eat someone. What? Damn it! Drozalax hasn't eaten anyone in a while.
That's true. So, Silence, you wake up in a little chill inside the ship.
You're just jumping from me to me.
Goddamn right. You wake up in a chill as if you were in a different body.
Is an ice dragon. He doesn't wake up in a chill.
You wake up in a heat. Then you wake up with a sweat.
There you go.
You wake up with a little sweat on your face. You have been so it has been a day. Everybody, it has been a single day within the boat. This is the night after. Well, this is actually the morning after. You wake up with a sweat in the neck after a single day of sailing with this peculiar.
Is that why Silence can't take boats?
I don't know. I mean, he might have just been Droslax for a second. I don't know, maybe.
He's got a bucket next to him. And he pukes into it and then puts it down next to Lexington.
And yes, you guys are in like pretty much in very uncomfortable arrangements. The ship itself is in poor quality, and you can tell why many people don't use it for anything other than cargo shipping.
Look at that, Lexington.
So
I can't. My endurance cannot take boats. Apparently.
Oh, Beltram, I need you to roll.
You're saying to me that you do not like boats.
Oh, look.
Beltram, roll a Constitution check.
Look, it's floating in there. There's the mushroom from last night.
All right.
When the fuck did I have a tomato?
Or stamina check.
All right, I'm gonna roll it on the app because.
Yeah, just roll on the app. Whatever bonuses you got. I don't think you got any though.
He's shaking the bucket with the vomit, and he shows it over to Beehat. Aren't you a shaman? Can you read it? What does it mean? A red thing floating in there, and then there's a fly.
He pukes right. Beehat pukes right in the bucket with it. He's like, I'm sorry.
When Beehat pukes, then the bee on top of his head says, "What? I casted a great spell upon you." He smacks the sword on your head. A spell of constitution. I was taught it by a butterfly. How does it not work? She lied to me. I cannot believe this. While Lancelot says this, the bee itself is massaging your head. Is like, go ahead, let it out. You don't need anything in you but blood.
You said it was a stamina check for Beltram?
Yeah. You don't got any fucking stamina. Just roll a d20, nigga.
That is a 1.
Nice. Beltram, after getting a nice whiff of your puke, he just fucking pukes awake. He wakes himself up with puke. He almost chokes on it. He just fucking.
Beltram, I think I can read your puke because I'm somewhat of a shaman myself. You had tomatoes. When did we have tomatoes? I'm trying to figure out when the fuck we ate tomatoes.
So you
I don't think that's tomatoes. Oh, wow.
That's your organ, and I advise you see someone very quickly.
About what?
Yeah.
What the hell's your problem?
You feel a pinching inside of your liver, Beltram. A very intense, painful pinch that makes you lose control for a second and yelp.
Burks. I just remember Beltram has Burks inside him.
Yep.
Yes, fuck you, John. That's a giant fuck you from Tyler. Just so you know.
Yep.
You should read the book. Burks is an enormous fuck you.
Oh, yes.
Yep. So someone opens the hatch for the room you guys are in, the room you guys are in, and it looks like it's one of the crew members, and he looks at you guys wide-eyed and fairly irritated. What the fuck? God damn it! Could you guys at least puke in the bucket like the lizard here?
I hand him the bucket. Can you bring me another one?
Get the fuck away! Weird. We ain't. I ain't dealing with it. He walks away. You hear him fucking mumbling and swearing and shit. And then
Lexington, what the hell is it with the sailors? It's like the only people on the planet who ain't afraid of me. This is bullshit. I gotta throw out my own puke. He stumbles up the stairs to try to throw out his own puke.
So you stumble up as you exit the room, you see someone up ahead, and it looks like a fairly lanky fellow, and he looks very comfortable. So as you exit, you see that it's Stein, and he's pretty much he's over he's pretty much on the railing right now, just enjoying the view. And the view isn't it's pretty vicious. It's a very different world because you see that the sea itself is like a purplish color right now as the sun is beginning to dawn.
So I toss my puke into it and turn it from purple to yellow, to a little bit of yellow and red, and other things.
Yellow, red, and white. Don't forget, he is an ice dragon.
Stein doesn't even flinch at this. Stein's enjoying the view itself.
Stein.
But you hear someone call at you from a distance. It's like, "Oi, bastard! Oi!" There's a man further down the deck, and he looks like he's very important. He has a hat similar to this one. He's not the captain.
Well, Silence ignores him because if anyone who calls Silence bastard gets his head cleaved open, so he's gonna make pretend he wasn't talking to him. He turns to Stein and goes, "You know, Stein, you can tell I'm sick because I haven't shoved you out off the boat yet. Because that's usually what I do when I see someone leaning over a railing."
Stein continues holding his smile. He's like, "That's a wonderful policy to have, my friend. I would do it myself if it wouldn't cause me so much trouble. I should consider this. I've not considered this. How many people have you done this to?" "You've lost count."
I can't count past 10, Stein. And I'm pretty sure it's more than that.
That is a wonderful thing. He looks down, and you notice that when he looks down, there are worms that are pushing the boat. Horrifically massive worms.
No, Stein. That's not right, Stein. Turns around. He stops looking at the worms.
So,
no, Stein, it's not right. Lexington, get the hell up here.
They're at least maybe like 25 feet. No, sorry.
Lexington starts to go out when he hears his name being called.
So the worms themselves, they have very peculiar faces, and they have like a little pus layer around them that they're constantly being cleaned. You see that there's a guy down there that's cleaning them as they are pushing the ship.
No, Stein,
and they're maybe
right.
I'd say like
this ain't right, Stein.
I'd say maybe they're 15 feet long. They're a bit longer than the ship itself. They're pretty big.
They are. I read the books. Well, describe for John.
Yeah. So the guy who called you a bastard then arrives like, "Oi, you can't feed the worms. If you feed them too much, the ship will go the wrong way, lizard."
Okay.
Beehat kind of like looks at the worms. You know, you're probably better off using some kind of aquatic bug. They tend to be a little more efficient.
What the hell's with the creature on your head? Is that a bee? The fuck is the other thing?
That would be the knight who rides on top of the bee.
You have worms pulling this goddamn ship, and that disturbs you?
We don't.
I'm just saying.
Bees have been extinct for at least a millennia. You have a massive bee.
Where the hell did you bring us to this time, Beltram?
Beltram just looks at you. He's like, "I didn't want to come here."
When Beltram comes up the step and joins you guys, the guy just stares at him and is like, "Don't you have any shame? Get yourself cleaned up." Ugh. I'm the chief wormager here. I manage these worms and I make sure the ship gets where it needs to go. You understand?
A wormager. Silence gets on his ass, sits down on his ass, and sticks his head in his bucket and just leaves it there.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
what pray tell is a
By the way, that was
wormager?
pretty cool because I had no idea that Silence could get seasick, but now it just happened. He gets seasick.
Yeah.
So
he looks down at Silence. He's like, he doesn't say anything. He looks over to Lexington. He's like, wormager. We tend and keep to the worms. Make sure they're clean. Make sure they eat the right amount of kibble and mufa. The right speed so that they don't exhaust. What? You wouldn't be interested in a job. Your clothes are too pretty.
Oh, I'm just asking, why...
He's the only one that's not sick. I think he's the only one of us that can actually do it. And I shoved Lexington forward. He volunteers.
Very funny.
The Worminger slapped his hand on your shoulder. I admire your interest despite your seemingly noble lineage. Don't worry. If we need you, I'll call you. He leaves at that and he steps away.
He's broken up about it, Captain. He's broken up about it. He wants to do it.
He volunteered me to.
Silence, through his pain and agony, gives you a wry "fuck you" grin.
Oh my goodness.
So, a day goes by. Within the span of a day, is there anything you guys want to do while on the ship?
Silence spends the day trying to find a remedy for his seasickness. First, he
Beltram's trying to find out more about the friend he has in his gut.
Roll luck for Silence. And John, when you try to learn more about the guy in your gut, you find that he's whenever you try to learn about him, he pokes you even harder, like viciously, like he just starts he starts poking you in such a way that you have to fall on the floor and you lose complete control. Though you find he might be guiding you towards something. You have a feeling that he's guiding you somewhere.
All right, where is he guiding me? Like, I start trying to
roll freaking stamina check for you.
For me or Silence? For Silence or
no, for him.
I failed the luck check, by the way.
Let's see, failed it?
3.
You went to you figured that you were go talk to the captain.
He's getting that about so he thinks the bee. If he eats the bee. So he has spent half the day following Beehat around and trying to get him to bend over so he can take a chomp of the bee. But if he stands up straight to bite the bee, he gets a stomachache and pukes. So he's trying to get him to Beehat, come down here. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Come down, Beehat.
Beehat is he's currently hugging the bee. He's like, this place has no bees. This place has no bees. What is wrong with this world? It's a nightmare.
So
you're right. It has no bees. That's what's wrong with me. Beehat. I gotta eat
as for Beltram.
That's what's wrong with me. I have to eat your bee, Beehat. If we get rid of the last bee on the planet, I'll feel better. That's how it works. That's how the magic works.
You by the way, in your craze, you eventually find out where your dwarf friend Ralathar is, and you find that he's in a corner with a bucket, and he's like holding the walls. He's like, and when you see him, he his eye darts over to you. He's like, it's like, Silence. If you just hold the walls, it's easier. I've been holding the wall this whole time. I don't puke. It's all
right. That seems to work. Rat again. I'll help you out. He walks over and he gets behind him and shoves him out of the way. He does the same exact.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you misunderstand. He's in the corner of a room sitting down. He's sitting down in the corner of a room holding onto the wall.
He's clinging to both corners of a room. He walks over to the exact same room, shoves him out of the way, and does it. He did not notice that the guy just threw up because he's as delirious as him. So he's doing the same thing. He went into the same corner and is doing the same thing. He shoved him out of the way.
When you shove him out of the way, his bucket falls all over fucking everything. He's crawling on the ground. He's like,
oh my goodness.
Silence!
We're being attacked! What the hell?
We're being attacked! Silence!
You gotta compose yourself. I got puke on my robes. On my pretty furs. There's puke already on his furs. He's on the furs.
He crawls like Ralathar crawls for maybe a foot or two before he fucking passes out next to his own puke.
God damn it, Horatio, and he kicks him.
He wakes up and he's like, ah! The trees, they're falling! Well, there's no trees in the metal prison of hell! He starts spouting delirious shit and starts trying to punch he starts to get into a fight with the floor, and after punching the floor, he pukes again.
Oh my goodness.
He then after that,
I know what's going on.
It's the wizard! I told you! We should have sold that bloody wizard! It's Beltram!
That's exactly what's going on, Radiver.
Well,
the wizard
you hear from Beltram, I can't even use my magic,
you're
otherwise
not in the area, cunt. Sorry.
Okay, no.
You're not, they're in the ship somewhere.
Listen to me, the wizard is doing this, Radiver. The wizard, he made the sun die. The sun was just fine in Grindex. He's made worms in the goddamn water. He's making me puke. It's always him. Every goddamn time it's him. And it's because he pissed off Ares and he wouldn't do part of the ritual against them. Child molesting fucker.
That's what he gets. That bastard.
Let me think. I'm going to sit here and think there's something we can do about this. I'm sure there's a ritual we can do.
Don't worry, I'll go fight him. I'll find him. We'll
Lexington
deal
and
with
Stein
him.
on our side. Don't worry about it. They'll help us.
Oh, they'll help us. He starts to he climbs up like 3 stairs, pukes again, and passes out. That's the extent of his fucking distance to get Beltram.
Silence goes into deep thought in that corner.
John, you find that
starts to go to like the very top of the ship.
You stepped away, so now you're like woo, 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 woo.
Yep, exactly. So you need to be in front of your mic, Jonathan. If you go like this, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Lexington starts to go to the lookout area to see on top of the ship.
He decided to climb the lookout.
Roll a dexterity check.
Oh boy.
Jonathan has never been on a boat.
Yeah. This shit ain't easy.
That's not easy, Jonathan. You have to be trained to climb a fucking lookout. It's turned into the puke episode. Welcome back to Grindex.
You fall off into the water.
Oh,
a bunch of drunks. Goodness. A bunch of people who can't fucking... Very good, Lexington. You did fine. You're starting really well.
No.
I'm nowhere near you. I can't save you.
Let me go ahead and...
Beltram that saved you.
Hold up.
Beltram, who's currently being...
Oh, I went ahead and I rolled a perception check to see if anyone noticed that you fell off. It seems that the moment you fell off, the guy that was above you, who was already in the tower, noticed you scream. He's like, what the fuck? hey, that dumbass snowman just ran overboard.
Oh my goodness.
So they barely get the ship to stop, and you're like at least 100 feet out in sea. You're like 100 feet behind the ship. You're like way out there, man.
Ungodly waters of the dying fucking earth. Whatever things live under those waves.
Yeah. Oh,
so they're like, they got like a little lifeboat to row over to you, and the waters are starting to get a little more rough, Jonathan. They're starting to get a little rougher because you're in the deep sea, so they ain't normal sweet little waves.
Oh my goodness!
Did they tell any of us that what happened?
Oh yeah, no, they're dealing with the situation themselves. They pretty much.
Oh, no, I want to cheer.
Some people overboard it, like.
I want to cheer.
So, with you and the dwarf, Stein opens the door to the entrance of the ship. And he sees the dwarf passed out drunk, and he's like, "Oh, okay, very good." He sees you in the corner doing the same thing that the dwarf was. He's like,
"Stein, this is working. I haven't puked in 15 seconds. We're good."
That is very wonderful. I'm glad no one needs this remedy I
Something
have.
must have happened outside that created like a wave of reality becoming better. Because now I don't longer feel like puking. Something good happened. I'm not sure what happened outside, but something good happened.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, by the way, you noticed that thanks to the fact that you were in the corner, you didn't move, but the dwarf is no longer quite on the stairs. He's like falling to the corner. There's like a slight opening, and he's slipping into it. Like he's like, because how fat he is, he didn't go all the way into the crack, but he's mostly into the crack. So the stairs are pretty much clear for anyone who goes in. But he's like, that is because the boat has stopped. Your friend took a dip in the water.
Oh, Beltram jumped in the water. He went looking for his princess. He stands up. Let's go see. He goes up the stairs. Completely forgotten his
Very.
Completely forgotten his seasickness. The thought of Beltram falling in the water makes him so happy. He goes
Oh my
up.
goodness.
So you guys go outside, and by this point, Beltran is actually off doing his own thing. And
I was gonna ask.
yeah, you're gonna see what happens for you. You guys go outside.
No.
You see that there's a little dot in the distance, like a little pebble in the water, and you notice that 100 feet away, fucking Lexington is like trying to not let
Can
the
he
armor
actually
sink him.
swim? Is my question. Most noble.
Actually, no. I have to make him because you're in plate armor. You gotta roll for stamina.
Goodness.
Yeah, no, he's in like freaking half plate armor. So
just to make it clear, Simon does not wear plate armor on a boat. He's in normal clothes. He's in his fur.
So actually, now that I think about it, you can't even make a freaking stamina check for this. This is a dex check, so you don't so you can take off the armor before you sink into the depths.
Poor Jonathan.
This is turning out to be Excalibur all over again.
Of course, he.
Honestly, it's reasons like this that I didn't want the plate armor in the first place.
So 1d4 damage for how deep you've went into the water.
All right.
Is
Go
that
again.
pressure damage?
It's gonna increase the deeper he goes. Did you just fuck up? Oh no. Okay. Roll another dexterity check.
Jonathan,
That's 2 damage.
To roll for the 1d4 damage. Tyler is.
Oh yeah. Hey man, here we go. Okay, you're able to remove you take 3 damage. You're able to remove the armor narrowly, thanks to the fact it's half plate. And you're able to swim up to the surface. You still have your sword, but it increases the difficulty of staying afloat while everyone's trying to get you.
Only in a fantasy world can you take off your fucking armor. But falling in the water, in real life, if you fall in water wearing chainmail, you're dead. Okay?
Oh, damn.
If you tried to
Well,
pick
this
up
is
the chainmail in my
Lexington.
room, have you tried to pick that fucking thing up while you were here?
Yeah, people
shit,
died just by the chainmail, man.
Try to pick up the chainmail in my room next time you come here. Try.
Well, this is a wonderful fantasy world, and Jonathan comes from a very rich country. I mean, Lexington. So his very expensive armor just went to the depths of the water, and thank God it didn't take him. You have no armor. Take that armor off. It's gone for good.
It doesn't matter with him. He doesn't fucking ever wear armor anyway. His armor class is always fucking 10. Jonathan.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You have to buy armor in town, Jonathan.
So,
we're not taking you out without armor.
Very good. So you make it up to the surface. The sword is making it harder, and the seas are getting a little rougher. Currently a party of the crew is making their way over to you, and they're using one of the worms to get to you, actually.
My goodness.
Yes, it's a huge-ass worm that's coming towards you, Jonathan.
Lexington, this is your chance to learn how to use the worms, how to ride the worms. Remember, Lexington, the spice must flow.
Oh, God.
Ride the worm, Lexington, ride it, Maudie.
So what exactly is going on?
One of the worms, along with a boat being tugged by it, a smaller boat,
right,
is making its way towards you. There's a man on top of the fucking worm.
Okay, I tried to get closer to the boat.
You feel something tickling your leg.
Oh, god damn it.
So, you try to get closer to the boat. Roll a luck check. And then, well, actually, yeah. Actually, hold off on the luck check. First, we'll go back to John. John, you eventually discern the location that your good old friend inside your liver, around your liver, inside your body, figured out where he wants you to go. You are in the main crew quarters for some reason. And this is like where the crew of the ship lives. And when you go there, you see inside the very corner of the room, you see something. You see a very white smile. It looks like a person's initially. Then you notice how long the smile is. It's not natural. The teeth are a little.
Me again? Is this a Cheshire cat?
No. You notice the teeth are a little too sharp, and you notice the eyes aren't quite naturally human. They don't even. There's no white inside the eyes. You're staring at a demon, and the demon seems very happy to meet you.
Oh dear.
Beltram. I don't think we've met yet. I've met your other friend. Silence. He's a good friend. A good man. I imagine he will give me many souls in good time. No, don't leave. Come in. Come in. What do you do?
Who are you exactly?
I am... How do I put it? I am your new boss. To a certain extent. So long as you have my pet inside of you. I have a certain amount of dominion over. The amount of dominion that being gives me. You see, when you played with your toys, you summoned me. Your toys and his toys, the explosion brought me, and I took advantage of the situation and gave you a friend. So, I have a very simple task for you. He shows you his hand, and within his very red, unnatural hand, you see insignia. I want you to carve this onto the floor underneath their beds. Please.
Why exactly?
Well, it's a convenience for me, would you say? Would you kindly do this for me?
Is it going to get rid of this thing inside me? Okay, then.
I'm trying to be polite, my friend. I'm trying.
I'm just asking a question. It's...
You mistake your position in the bargain. You mistake the control I have over your life. If you're able to remove that thing on your own, then our arrangements are over. But for now, all you have to do is write this insignia on the floor, underneath their bed. It's not like these people are too kind. Are they your friends? Are they important to you?
I just... not too fond of feeding people to someone I've just met. No offense.
Yes. I'd imagine so. Should we get more acquainted? Would you like to go on a date? Is that what you humans do?
Just know a little more about you.
You start to feel the creature inside you feel around you. And you feel like your organs, an unnatural touch that can't quite be described, but it doesn't feel nice. You feel as it touches different organs around. in a very... just put the insignia down and forget about it. Do you need further motivation, Beltram?
He looks around. Fine.
You don't see it? Like, what are you looking for in particular?
He's looking around. He's looking around in the cabin. He's just contemplating, really.
Okay. The room itself is a hell of a lot higher quality than your own. You see, they don't give a fuck about you, at least in that regard. The beds are disheveled, though. You can tell that they're still a very messy lot. And you don't hear any voices. You don't hear any sounds. You don't even hear the sea.
Jeez. All right, well, let me ask you one thing. One little thing.
Yes.
Whatever you're going to do it after we leave. That's all.
Oh, no worries. I don't want to interfere with anything you do. All you need to do is help me a little. And my friend will relax himself. He shows you the sign again and expects you to carve it underneath the beds. Do you do so?
Still trying to... Darn. I hate it when you do this, Tyler.
So in your hesitation, he then brings his head down and is like, well, Sharks will be a dear friend to you for the rest of the day. You feel the agonizing pain and you hear all the sounds rush back in as you start screaming and wailing as Ferk starts to fucking really pinch into your liver. The demon disappears while you're in that completely comatose state of pain. So, back to Lexington.
Do we hear him screaming from above?
You're screaming from inside the ship. Just like loud wailing. Like it's like obscene pain.
Can I tell it's Beltram?
Yes, very easily.
I shrug and ignore him.
You see one of the crewmates next to you is like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, he does that shit all the time. He has like bad dreams about octopus people and princesses and like sometimes every now and then he tears off his clothes and runs around and starts screaming and brings out. He thinks he's a Viking. He's got problems. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
Oh hell! I have horrible dreams about octopus people too.
Trust me, he'll be perfectly fine in a little while. He'll come up. He'll be normal. But watching Lexington drown, you can't miss this.
Okay. So Lexington, roll. Did you roll your luck? No, do it.
All right.
7. Cool.
Today. Oh yeah.
Close enough. It's all low.
Yep.
You feel a lot of things rushing from underneath your legs. There are many things, and they seem to start to enjoy your touch as they start to slither into your clothes and bite you.
Oh, geez.
I love how the adventure has turned into Lexington almost drowned. I'm sure you had a whole other thing planned, but Lexington falls into the ocean.
That's how much damage you take from the creatures that are currently on your body. You don't feel like they're normal fishes. Their texture, their appearance and texture are much worse.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So, the ship is now about a third of the way, 2/3 of the way to you. It's almost there. It's real close. Roll another dex check to see if you can remove those things off your body. And not drown simultaneously.
Give me a second. 9.
9?
Yep.
You keep slipping on them and you're not able to remove them. You notice that the surface of their body is very slippery. By the time the boat gets to you, you suffer another D4 damage, which is 2. The boat finally gets to you, and you see the chief Warminger and a big scowl on his face as he fucking grabs your ass and pulls you up himself. And he starts to rip these things off your body, and you notice they have like their mouth, their whole body is like a cylinder. Their mouth has a row of teeth. They look very similar to something like a leech, but they're far too long for that. As their body, as you go further down the cylinder, which is about maybe about a foot in length, it becomes more and more transparent and harder to see. You see that your own blood coming out as everyone on the boat tries to get these things off of you, and they do get them off of you.
All right.
God damn it! We're not in waters that you should be doing that. What the hell were you doing? You think you just take a dip here, nobleman?
I was trying to get to the lookout. A grave mistake.
He looks over to the Worminger that's riding the ship, and he signals him to fucking move on, and they go back to the ship. So you guys see Lexington come back to the ship, and he looks a lot more worse for wear, definitely a lot more pale, and he has a lot of fucking weird marks on his body.
Lexington, your herpes is showing on your face.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm sure whatever could console you of my damaged wounds will cheer you up.
I feel better. I'm
To
not
escape the nightmare of my being harmed.
I'm not sick anymore, Lexington. You cured my seasickness. It's amazing. I don't feel like puking anymore. I feel like pushing you over again. I'll feel better. Watch what else happens. I might grow wings if I push you over again.
So Stein, you notice that Stein goes onto the ship and he grabs one of these little creatures. He's like,
Stein.
And he walks back onto the ship.
Stein, I'm suddenly hungry. Why don't we eat it? Let's barbecue it.
Oh, you want to barbecue it?
Let's barbecue it and feed everybody on the boat. Come on,
everyone, all the crew members look at you. They're like, what? One of them speaks to you in particular.
Roast.
What?
You guys don't roast on this planet? What's wrong? What's wrong with barbecue? You're on that barbecue sauce.
These are spirit leeches. They're not really edible. Have you? They're more like a gum. Have you never eaten them? Have you ever tried to eat them?
Okay, well.
You've never been around these parts.
Listen, buddy, I've eaten lots of things. Have you looked at me? I'm not human. See, I've eaten monkey. I've eaten person. I've eaten gorilla. I've eaten bear. I've eaten everything. Okay, including worms. If you barbecue something to the right, it might get a good texture. It might start slimy, but once you barbecue it, it pops a little bit. It'll be like popcorn. It might be delicious. You never know. Have you tried?
Oh my goodness.
I will admit I have not tried. And the other crew members, they start to disperse and go back to their duties, and the Worminger just he finds a spot and he just starts. He goes over the railing. He's like, he just kind of contemplates his whole existence over a railing.
Beehat is still hugging his bee. He's like, well, I mean, if it's
are you
more
hugging
like
the
a
bee?
jello, yeah,
you're hugging the bee. Mordred
he's protecting.
Mordred is like, let me out, free me, free me.
Sorry, go.
Mordred goes over to. Mordred then goes on top of Beehat's head, and he again starts to just let his little tendrils go onto his head, his little tiny bug hands. He's like, yes.
Oh my goodness.
I do this, not you. I hold the control. I am the master. And Lancelot's, calm down. We serve the Beehat. We do not control him. Continue, Beehat. What were you saying?
he looks at Mordred and Lancelot really weirdly, and then he's like, well, if they're more like Jello, you could always try turning them into gelatin. You know, if they're the more like cartilage type thing. You know, Jello. You ever heard of that?
If you want me to cook them, I shall. And Lancelot then jumps off the freaking bee. He's like, yeah! He tries to chop it in half, and his blade fucking bounces off of it.
Lancelot, be careful.
And he's just like the freaking Stein was holding it like this, and Lancelot landed right here trying to chop it off.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, this is nice. You hear freaking Lancelot screaming inside Stein's pocket. There you are.
Not Lancelot, no. And he's like, I need him back, please.
You see like a few holes are poked into Stein's coat. He's like, oh, no. Take him back. He fucking chucks Lancelot at you. Oh.
He jumps to grab him. He's like, are you okay, Lancelot?
Look at this. My coat has a hole on it. It has a hole in it. I paid a lot of good money for this.
Silence goes up there and sticks his finger to the hole. Yeah, that's a hole. That's a hole. I'm sure Beehat can sew it up for you. He's got long fingers. It looks like that he can do this. Him or one of those things that he's infested with might be able to help. I'm sure. Look at those needles. They got like little needles coming out of their asses. They can help. That or Lexington. He's got pretty clothes. He can do it too.
By this point,
I'll be resting. In my camp.
Don't you want to go back up the tower and be on the lookout? Lexington, I can help you up if you want.
I am way too injured for that.
Way too injured? You're not injured, man.
Will have much better farewell than doing such things. I'm pretty sure your miracle of non-nauseousness will cease you from throwing up your bits.
Silence walks over.
While you go up.
Beltram, by this point you make it.
Like, come on, Lexington. Come on, you first, man. I'll catch you this time.
So, now, by this point, you see the captain in his white hat. He walks, he's very, very fucking stiff. Like, he has a very stoic stone gaze, and he walks over to you all, and he almost seems like he's looking through you. Passengers, due to this and the supplies wasted on this, we will be late. We will not make it to our destination at the specified time. It'll be another day.
God damn it, Lexington. What the hell did you do?
Yes.
We're gonna be late anyway. Might as well climb again. Come on.
The captain, he then, without another word, he then, very stone-like, very, very stiffly goes back up to the place he was at. So
that man needs to get laid. We need to find some.
No, there's something weird going on. I ain't got the time to figure it out.
Something weird going on. They don't have bees. How could you not think this isn't weird?
Are we gonna be like Sherlock Holmes, Lexington?
I volunteer you silence. Be this Sherlock Holmes you have mentioned.
Very good. My Watson will be Beehat. Beehat. Let's find out what's going
Yes.
Lexington decides to
Beltram,
go and get some rest.
Beltram, you pretty much arrive at the situation.
Yeah, I know. He's kind of like holding on to the side of the boat, completely in pain.
By this point, the Worminger himself as well. He does leave as well. He goes back to his duties at the very front of the ship, managing the worms.
Bastard!
Beltram, you get smacked over the side of the head with a fucking massive chunk of meat, like a big ham. It's like, silence! There he is! We kill him and we're no longer sick!
Are you kidding? What are you smoking?
You see a little dwarf. You see that at some point he lost his shirt. He's barely wearing his pants. He's fucking got like a gold chain around his neck. He's like,
Every
you
dwarf
bastard.
in Grindex is a drunk. That's awesome.
See, you bastard. You'll dispel this, or I'm gonna kill you. He waves a massive hunk of meat. That is the only thing that isn't covered in fucking throw up. His whole body has fucking regurgitation all over him.
You should know that I, for starters, haven't brought us here. Second, if I had that kind of magic to teleport us somewhere, I would.
He goes to attack you, and if you try to move out of the way, it doesn't. It's if you just step one step aside, he fucking misses.
He's got like a
He moves.
He misses you. He fucking stumbles over and passes out on the fucking floor, and the whole massive hunk of ham falls into the sea.
Well, that's a waste.
Not the ham.
The ham one, he didn't have any vomit on the ham, guys. Why the hell did you tell him to go? Lexington, you can't leave. You're not getting out of the RP, Lexington. Get over here.
Yeah, no. Beltram punches him in the face for losing the ham.
You punch the dwarf on the floor in the face.
Why are you punching the dwarf?
You punch the dwarf in the face?
No, he wouldn't do that. Damn.
That came out of nowhere?
Riggs would, but I don't have Riggs. Damn it.
Aren't they all the same though?
Not really.
So
otherwise, I would be punching him.
It is now midday. What do you guys do for the rest of the day?
Lexington tries to bandage up his wound.
What? Bandage up his?
As well as make sure.
You asshole?
Huh?
He also has the leech wounds.
Oh, the leech wounds. Okay, yeah, you don't need fucking bandage up leech wounds. Just pull the leech off.
Yeah, but my health is at 5. So.
You need to bandage it up. You need to pour fucking alcohol on it. So that's it.
Yeah, so Lexington is trying to help himself heal a bit.
While he's doing that, Silence is hanging out with him. Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark right there. You sure don't want me to pour alcohol on it? He has figured out that if he's near Lexington and he's watching him in pain, he doesn't get seasick. See, he doesn't leave his side anymore.
So while
if you're going to ask me many questions, do you know at least the decency to play cards?
No, we're not playing cards. You see, I feel like throwing you back out into the ocean because it makes me feel better. So this is the second best thing. Sit here and watch you in agony. I don't puke. It's amazing. Look, you're leaving a mark there. You gotta be careful. You sure you don't want me to breathe some ice on it?
So
it might cauterize the wound. Just some ice.
So for the next me that I'm to entertain you. Yes?
Well, you dress like a damn dandy. You look like you want to entertain me.
Alright. Don't blame me for the gesture to entertain himself. Yes?
I have no idea what that wasn't English, Spanish, or any other language. It's French, right? You're like French, aren't you? Like that other fella. Oh, the tentacles.
Yes, I guess that would be French humor, I guess.
So for the next few hours, you guys are pretty much until nightfall. You guys are pretty much together like this. At some point, after a while, the dwarf completely like he's down to his fucking underwear, barely holding on. He lost the gold chain, and all of the braids in his beard are completely undone. His hair is frazzled everywhere.
We have to get to town before we all kill each other on this fucking boat.
the fucking dwarf. The thing is, the weird thing is, he's clean. He's fucking clean. You see him drag himself into the room completely clean. He smells a little like seawater.
Oh my goodness!
You jumped in the ocean, did you? You can't bathe in salt water, dwarf.
Say again,
dwarf. You can't bathe in salt water.
You tell that to the ocean. The ocean. She had her way with me. I woke up in the sea. I was being dragged by a worm.
The dwarf has turned into William Dafoe.
Beehat's looking at this. He's like, I thought when Lexington went into the sea, he kind of like, he points at all his wounds. Like, how did he get away scot-free?
You notice that he actually does have a few of them on him, and he doesn't notice. He doesn't notice at all. He's just been crawling. He's like, lately I made it back to the ship after a little lady saved me. She saved me. She was a pretty lady. Me and her made love in the song, and he fucking bumbles, and then like Joe Biden, he fucking passes out.
A mermaid. You heard that, Lexington? There are mermaids near the boat. Let's go see. He drags Lexington behind him.
I'd rather not.
Come on, man.
Tries to stay in the cabin.
You're like my
holding the edges of the door.
Beehat follows.
Go to the edge of the boat, and we look over the side. And what do we see? Any mermaids?
You when you get to the side of the boat, you look over the edge and you see that there's illumination underneath the water. The water is very, very black. And the moon, it's pretty much like night has kind of fallen for about an hour or two. And the dinner is being cooked up right now, including a lot of those leeches.
I look around for the rope.
Takes its time.
For the rope? For a rope.
Rope? You find it easily. There's a rope right next to you made for docking. Used for docking.
All right. Listen, if I tie this around your waist and throw you down, can you look for mermaids?
How about this? Lexington grabs the rope. Tries to tie it around Silence.
Silence does not allow him to tie the rope around him. Silence is 8 feet tall. He's like, nope. You can't carry me. You're a little tiny dandy. All right, then. Why don't we do this? Why don't we tie Beehat and lower him down?
No!
and see if
I can't get one of those. He's like, no, I can't do it.
The bee flies over to Silence. And he's like, do it. We'll kill everything in the water. We'll become one with the sea. We'll kill everything. Do it.
Silence. You can't let your wings get wet, right?
Silence looks over at Lexington. It fucking talked to me, Lexington. The goddamn bee can speak. We have to get
How about we tie the bee?
We have to get the land.
No, not the bees.
The fucking bee can speak. He's like, what's your name?
Mordred. The bee is just hovering in front of you, and you see Lancelot. He's right there with the sword. Like this is like associating with these people. Why would you do that? You notice that for some reason his chittering starts to make sense as Mordred speaks to you, and his chittering starts to. You get it after Mordred speaks to you.
Silence's eyes are like as wide as saucers. He turns over to Lexington. Lexington, we have to get the land. Goddamn insects are talking to me. We have to get the land.
Beehat looks at Silence. He's like, don't you know this is a true gift? The Bee Queen has given you...
Lexington. The goddamn bugs talk to me. He's like...
Well, it's a great gift.
Lexington starts to try to pay attention to what the crap's going on, and can he hear the bee speak?
You just hear fucking chittering, dude. You don't hear shit.
No. You gotta believe me, man. He starts shaking. You gotta believe me, man. The fucking bees are talking. He's like, Mordred.
You got it. You just now. You guys noticed that this whole time, someone has been eating food right next to you guys, within like 10 feet. Someone has been chewing something and watching you. Stein's been right there, just like
he's eating the little worm crackers.
Okay, how about this? Perhaps we're hungry. Perhaps we're really, really hungry.
Mordred, so you want us to tie Beehat and lower him to the water? Is that what you said?
Do it. We'll join them. We'll go down into the water. We'll slay them.
Grab Beehat and ties him up and prepares to lower him in the water.
Lexington helps.
I can't do this.
We tied him up. All right, Beehat, we're gonna dip you in for about 15 minutes. All right, we'll hold you in the water.
What? I can't hold my breath for long. Are you insane?
Right.
No.
Well, we need.
When he says, "Are you insane?" Mordred, who is flying right next to Silence, is like, "Do not worry. A butterfly taught me a spell of water breathing. He'll be fine."
Butterflies don't do something breathe underwater.
You'll be fine, Beehat. Just he pets him. Shh. Just let it happen.
No.
Just let it happen.
No.
Let's throw them over the side.
He's like, wait, mermaids are attracted to very handsome men, like dandies. And he points right at Lexington.
I'm pretty sure he's a better bait since you got the invitation of the Bee Queen.
Okay, so now Beehat.
Do not insult the Bee Queen in front of me.
Beehat.
How dare you?
He picks him up and he throws him over the side.
No!
That's funny.
So, and then
the bee is about to start.
And then Silence remembers that moment that he forgot to tell Beehat why the fuck he threw him off the side. He's like, wait, and he also forgot to secure the rope. Or to hold it.
Oh, no.
Or to hold it. And he's like, you're holding it, right, Lexington? Where's the rope, Lexington?
Oh, no.
Decided somewhere, but...
Well, don't worry. Since you both forgot, you notice that the rope becomes very taut abruptly. It's tied to the ship already because it's as I said, it's the docking rope.
Good work, Lexington. Good work. Pats on the shoulder. All right, Beehat. Now you're looking for mermaids down there. You're gonna find us a mermaid.
You don't hear shit. You don't hear shit.
I want you to I want you to call back and say, "Found the bitch."
He's trying to pull himself up.
Grab the mermaid. He's gonna keep talking, even though you can't hear me. Grab the mermaid, and when you grab her, you call up, and we'll pull you up. Okay.
All you see, because you see the illumination under the water, you see fucking Beehat spinning around, and you see his legs dangling as he's fucking he's under the water, he's fucking struggling.
Oh my goodness.
So, for the first few seconds, did you tie him with his arms restrained or not restrained around his waist?
Of course he restrained him. He can't fucking move.
How's he supposed to catch a mermaid if his arms are restrained?
Silence is asshole. He fucking tied him up completely.
So you see him fucking spinning around hopelessly, and so you see the fucking bee dive into the fucking water like a dive bomber, and you see a little big, like, you think it's gonna be a big splash because of how fast it is, but it's like a droplet of water. It's like a doop. And he goes, you see the little bee struggling to fucking push him up. For some reason, the bee is able to move in the water. And effectively, too. He starts to try to push fucking Beehat, but all you can do is make him sway more and spin faster.
Silence turns to Lexington. How long?
Beehat grabs the rope that's around his waist and tries to pull himself up as best he can.
You're pretty much like,
dude, you're like tied up like a spider ties his prey.
Ooh.
You're
Can I can I water ski?
Roll something.
You're in a very bad situation. You're probably gonna die. I was actually
aware of this.
Tyrant punishment that killed inmates for betraying people.
So by this point, Beltram also
being killed by the barnacles.
Yeah,
Beltram, you see Stein fucking watching and giggling. You don't know what Stein's giggling at until you walk over. You see him in the water, spinning around.
He looks at Silence. He's like, "What's going on?"
He's hunted for.
We're all dizzy. We're all tired. I think we're all a bit drunk from the seasickness.
Shut up, Lexington. He's looking
you also
for
noticed
mermaids, man. Beltram, maybe you can help.
You notice
that realize he's an idiot, right?
He has magical powers. He might attract a mermaid. Don't you think? The dwarf over there said that he saw a mermaid. Dwarves are magical.
The dwarf is a drunk idiot as well.
He is a magical
Simon
creature.
said he heard the bees talk.
Yep. What? Are you trying to fucking make me sound like I'm crazy, Beltram? I mean, Lexington.
Just pull the lunatic out of the water before something bad happens. For all we know, you could bring a Leviathan here.
I'm gonna need
That's the key word. You guys, you hear a weird whining from the water, and the light gets brighter and brighter.
He found her.
Then,
pull him up. Pull him up. He starts pulling him up. That's a babe.
You pull him up. He barely fucking comes out of drowning. Apparently
What's wrong with you?
you Silence, you hear fucking Arthur saying, it's like, this is very peculiar. That one butterfly I slept with, all of her spells seem to be very fake. I'm going to have to find a different source of spells.
Oh. All of you talk, don't you?
He has nothing but a grimace on.
No, it's the beetle. The beetle on top of his head.
That's what I know. All of you talk, don't you? Not just the two bees. All of you talk.
What? Well, that's not for outsider ears.
Are you guys on a quest? Is that what
we are. How did you know? And Beehat is the leader of this quest.
Lexington is looking at Silence, talking to the bee, and he's like, mm-hmm.
Do you guys hear water? Like, you hear like a lot of water moving. And you hear something coming out of the water, something really big.
We look down.
So you look at it?
Beltram looks at the thing coming out of the water.
You see a very luminescent, massive creature that looks similar to a shark. But its body isn't quite the same.
Going to the ship equivalent of the toilet and tries to lock himself in.
This is fucking Jurassic Park. So you start waddling over to this. Roll a dex check. What do you fucking think's happening, asshole? You're gonna fall inside the ship. You fucking fall. Lexington runs inside the ship. You fucking trip over, man. A fucking Leviathan just came out of the water. Sorry, man. So you fucking go into the ship and you fall down the fucking steps, man. When you fall down the steps, you barely avoid the fucking dwarf as he's trying to go up the steps. He's like, "Oh, hey, fuck you, nobleman. Yeah, bloody, fuck you." He throws a fucking cup of wine at you. He's like, "Fuck you, trying to kill me like that." And he fucking keeps going up the steps.
Silence goes.
No, we're gonna die by a shark.
So
You don't say that. You just slammed your face on the ground, man.
Yeah.
Silence goes to one of the crew, and he's like, I think there's a creature down there that's going to do something about the boat now. I have no idea how we attracted it. You have any means of doing something about the creature that's going to attack the boat?
You see everyone on the crew just be like, and then the captain comes out while everyone else is fucking stuck. They're all looking at the fucking creature. Which by now, anyone who's looking at the creature, you can see its eyes, and you see what's wrong with it. It's not quite like a shark. It has different jaws. It seems that it has multiple pairs of jaws on the left and right side of the creature itself, and these are all currently open, and you can see within the creature. It doesn't look natural at all, and there's a stench that comes from it, a very intense stench.
All right, then.
The captain,
Beltram, you're up. Wizard pushes him forward. Kill the giant Leviathan with your
summon
magic.
You summon a Leviathan here, and now you want me to kill it.
That's natural.
When you dangle, he's like, when you dangle somebody off the side of the ship, like a worm, you get big fish.
We were trying to get a woman. I think you understand that, right? All right. So now do something about the big fish.
If you really wanted a mermaid that bad, you should have just taken off your loincloth, thrown yourself in. You would have gotten a few of them.
Beltram.
Well, what's the distance between Lexington and Beltram?
You're currently like you just stood up right now. Like you just like the whole ship is shaking and shit right now. As you guys are talking, the ship is shaking crazy, and the ship was going like a normal speed before this. So the captain, he comes out of his location.
Hold on.
He comes out of the top and he makes his way to you guys. Very stiff again as usual. He doesn't seem to react to the Leviathan itself. And he goes over to all of you, and he's like, passengers, did you summon this Leviathan?
No.
Did you happen to summon this mermaid of the sea?
It was a mermaid? That Leviathan is a mermaid?
Many people have jokingly called it a mermaid. So it's the name that has stuck.
So the dwarf brought the mermaid.
The dwarf?
Yes,
the dwarf fell overboard hours
ago. A mermaid a couple hours ago.
No, this dwarf you mentioned, he's already lost to sea.
Wait, what?
He's here. Radiver is here. He's downstairs.
He was just inside the ship.
Is he? Well, we can't do searches at night, so when he fell over, we didn't bother searching for him.
He was brought back by a mermaid.
Yes, he just kicked me in the head. He's inside your ship.
Oh, I forgot that Jonathan. So Jonathan just came up. So you guys notice that the dwarf is actually up there, and he's looking over the railing at the creature. He's like, is that a mermaid? It's supposed to have tits.
All right, Captain. So, what do we do about it? Do you have like some mermaid repellent?
Yes. Everyone, brace yourselves, please. This is going to get very bumpy. He then goes
right next to Lexington, so I don't puke.
The creature hasn't moved, and you notice that you can finally pinpoint where an eye is. It's a very bright white eye. You notice that at the top of the creature that there's multiple eyes they're bulging out of the creature itself. Each one of these eyes is darting in different directions as they're looking for something to focus their gaze on. There is one eye fixated near the top, but you can see it much better than the other eyes. This eye finally points itself at you guys. And then the other eyes start to fixate towards you guys.
Beltram,
And the breathing of the creature changes.
Beltram, why don't you blind it?
Color spray.
All right, cast.
Page 135.
Dungeon
As Beltram does that, Lexington tries to hold on to something.
All right.
No side effects.
Everything goes downstairs to find his axe.
I just wanted a mermaid.
He goes downstairs to find his axe.
Okay. You gotta. Well, the Leviathan has already raised itself, so you don't got to roll a dex
14,
check. You make your way down there.
I got a 16 to hit. I mean, a 16 on the roll to cast.
What page was it again?
Page 134. Let me just double check. Color spray is 135. I'm sorry, wrong page.
Close enough.
You rolled
All right.
on it.
16. All right, up to 2 individual targets within range. All right. Let's see. I got to make a will check for this creature.
Roll 1d3.
All right, so you blind 2 of its eyes. Let's see. This makes the creature then wail. The wailing, though, for some reason, starts to sound very soothing. Anyone who is outside must make a will save.
Oh, great. Thanks, Felipe.
Silence.
Will is personality, right?
Yep. Yep, personality, but there's
Beltram got a 4.
Don't blame me. The bees and Lexington all agreed. Okay.
Personality. Okay, so Beltram got a 4, Beehat got a 6.
All right. Beltram got a 4 and Beehat got a 6.
Yep.
What
Nice.
shitty fucking rolls, man.
Cursed dice. Cursed dice. All right,
It's
so
not the dice, it's the app.
Cursed
He didn't
dice.
get a 6. He got a 12.
That's on this app. He's not using this one for some reason. He's not inside the. Oh wait, you're not inside the Roll20, bastard.
Yeah, because my my tablet ran out of energy.
No worries.
I had to plug it in.
All right, so both you and you are now compelled to move towards that sound. Though you can decide how you move towards that sound with both of your characters. You must move towards it.
Okay.
Let me know when I'm back on the deck.
Well,
yeah.
He moves as close to it on the deck as Beltram moves as close as he can. Without trying to fall over.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to roll for that. And Beehat is.
Do you have intent? Do you? Let's see. Yeah, you got to roll another will save for that one. Yeah, for not jumping off. Because you're already moving towards it. That's right, but to stop.
Yeah. Hold on.
You can't make any pauses or delays.
You got an 11.
11. All right, so Felnock, Beltram. Riggs. Beltram. is able to stop momentarily. Beehat, what does he do?
Beehat.
What does Beehat do?
So Beehat, he goes over to the railing. He kind of like starts waving.
So when you go over to the railing, when you start making your way over, you see the bee start to, well, you feel the bee massaging your head. It's like, I control you. I do. You feel like an extreme tension in your head, and you almost you fall down. The thing is, over the railing, there is actually a metal plate down there where the worms are at. There's another like a platform down there for the worms.
Yeah.
The bee helps you fall over to the platform over there.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on you're laying down right now, so you're prone. The bee then complains. He's like, no, you're supposed to fly. You're supposed to fly. Lancelot, you said you had the spell of flying. You hear them bickering about this, and Lancelot again admits that he got this from a butterfly. Apparently, all butterflies are useless. So, Lexington, did you roll for Will?
No, I did not.
Asshole, you're outside. Roll.
He was making pretend he didn't hear it. Because he has no bonuses for anything, and he never checks his bonuses. He's going to roll a 2.
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, now I'm gonna roll.
So before I get to your what happens to you? Well, actually, for you it's easy. You're able to resist it. It takes a lot of effort. You notice that Stein is still leaning on the railing, still eating casually. He's like, very nice. And then you notice that the dwarf doesn't even notice the call at all. The dwarf is just examining the freaking thing. He's just like, oh, that's big. Where's Silence? Did he jump into the water? No. The dwarf just keeps contemplating this thing. He's just staring at it. He doesn't see any threat. And Stein doesn't give a shit that there's a threat. So, Silence, you're able to get your axe.
So, yeah, he grabbed first. He grabbed what he thought was his axe, but it was actually a broom. And he comes up to the top. And he looks around. What does he see?
You see the dwarf? You see the dwarf going like...
Just so we're aware of this. This has just been added to his character because it just decided Silence is completely useless on a boat. He's actually dangerous to the party on a boat. So, that's it, period. So he's the baddest warrior on Earth off a boat. On a boat, he's completely useless.
So you see the dwarf in his delusional state. He's like grabbing the ear. He's like, you see Felna. You see Riggs Beltram. You see Riggs Beltram. You see him, leaning over the edge, about to jump off. And you don't see Beehat. You hear him moaning in pain.
Silence. He's clear enough to grab Beltram and pull him back. He's like, Beltram, that's a giant monster. It's not really a mermaid. This is a trick. We're in like some bizarre world. That's not a mermaid.
You hear someone moaning in agony. Well, sorry, you see someone moaning in disappointment. Well, you hear. And you over to your left, Stein's like, why did you do this? He was good to jump.
I also neglected to inform you that he thinks he put on his chainmail, but what he actually did was take off his clothes. So he's naked. So he's naked, he's holding a broom. He's like, I'll fight it, don't worry. He pushes Beltram back.
I'm sure you're able to fight it. You can do this. You're able to. You know what? He walks over to you and he hands you one of the cooked ones. One of the cooked fucking leeches that are like
Oh my goodness.
He's like, this is spinach, isn't it?
This is like, yeah, it's like spinach, make you strong.
If I eat it, I turn into Popeye, don't I? And I kill everybody.
Yeah, that's what
Right down his
happened.
skull. He's like, all right, let's kill the fish.
Now, everyone roll a whatchamacallit, reflex save.
Oh man. Does Beehat roll one as well?
Especially Beehat. You're the closest to the water, man.
Beltram got a... Jeez. He got an 8.
Beltram got an 8. Nice. Yep. Silence pulled you back, but so you don't fly off the fucking ship when it speeds up abruptly. So we're rolling to not fall off the ship when it speeds up abruptly. You were told to hang on. So what happens to Beltram? He fucking flies back and slams the fucking side of the ship immediately.
Oh my goodness.
Like a fucking ragdoll. You take 1d4 damage from that, man.
Lovely.
2 damage.
Beehat got he actually got a 17.
Beehat, while he's laying down, he almost starts to fly, and then the fucking bee slams into his face. It's like, no, you die when I tell you to die. Not today. I save you.
Silence rolled
he
a 5. And gets +3 reflex.
You start. I imagine you were a little closer to the water, so you start fucking. You fly down. Were you right next to the railing, or were you not?
No, he pulled this guy back. So he didn't turn towards it. He did turn towards it, but he wasn't standing at it. He just turned towards it, wielding the broom, but he wasn't next to him.
You fly in the same direction. You and Beltram fly in the same direction. You take 1 damage from the 1d4. You both fly in the same direction. I imagine you land in a very funny place. Like you fucking crushing his body or something.
So yeah, I land with my giant lizard cocking right on his face. Like we're in a really bad position, and there's a broom on the head.
Get off me!
The broom is like, yeah, Beltram, I didn't know you went this far that way, man. What are you, LGBT?
He pushes you.
LGBT lizard? What's going on, man?
Yeah, get off me! What's wrong with you?
You guys also notice that the dwarf is still he hasn't moved at all. Like not an inch. He's still like, oh, silence! This mermaid doesn't have anywhere you could squish her tits. You notice while the ship and the water is flying everywhere, the dwarf doesn't move an inch.
He's a dwarf.
He doesn't even notice it.
So, silence. Looks around. Does he see Lexington?
What did Lexington get? What did you get,
16.
You are able to grab onto the railing, and you notice that Stein, he's holding onto your fucking leg. He's like, oh, hello, my friend.
So
he in that short burst, he grabbed onto your leg.
Does Lexington look perturbed? Does he look like he's bothered by all this?
He does not look. I
don't think he looks pleasant. Looks like he's near to the point of seasick, passing out. Eyes are tired, and he's like wet pigeon at the side.
So silence is not safe because Lexington looks safe.
Person that has like no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Stein is like holding onto your leg while water's slamming into his fucking face. You guys have just pushed past the Leviathan itself, but it's starting to make pursuit. So
Beltram, hit him with a lightning bolt or something, make it go away. Or like an illusion spell or something. Come on, wizard! Make it go somewhere else.
What? Are you kidding? Do you know how powerful you have to be to do something like that? For crying out loud!
You don't have illusion spells.
The dwarf.
You just did that color spray.
The dwarf goes into his fucking underwear. He pulls out like a loaf of bread, and like a very stale rock like loaf of bread, and he fucking tosses it at you. He's like, "Cause do your magic. That's all you're good for. Just do it. Do it."
186. Hold on.
You don't have an illusion.
All right, well, Lexington.
Every
You
wizard
both are,
has
by
an
the way, like
illusion spell.
you're bouncing up and down and shit. Like it's very hard to stay still. Lexington, do you do
steady.
anything?
Silence will plant himself on the ground, and he'll hold Beltram steady, so you can cast.
And Lexington is like holding on to like the rail. He's like he's trying to look around for any rope.
There is some rope that you see that is still tied around Beehat, so even if he fell into the water, he would have been fine. Beehat is still like he has no control over his butt. You see Beehat completely tied up.
You turned into
How close is that rope?
Tyler.
Yeah.
Is that thing far enough away where if I throw a fireball at it, the ship? Like, how close is it to the ship?
It's like 50 feet away.
Damn. 135.
He wants to cook a fish.
We asked John
I'm tempted, but
illusion. He wants to burn the ship. So we fucking drowned.
So you guys, Stein notices that he's starting to cast, and Stein starts to crawl up your.
Yet.
He notices that you're preparing something. He notices that you're preparing something, dude. Stein sees this, and he starts crawling up Lexington, and then he grabs the railing too. Like he just crawls up you shamelessly. He's like, "Thank you, my friend. I will now find the lifeboat." And he starts fucking holding up to the railing, and he goes up the ship.
The ropes, Stein.
Sorry, Lexington. I would help you if I could hear you.
I have a javelin that you could tie the rope with.
He can't. By this point, the waves in the water, you actually can't hear him now. He was lying earlier, but now he isn't. And if he could hear you, he's ignoring you. He's going up the ship looking for a lifeboat, man.
Lexington tries to get closer to the rope.
The rope is currently tied up. It's currently, wrapped up in Beehat.
Yeah, he tries to grab the rope.
All right. Okay.
While also trying to hold on to the railing.
Dex roll.
God damn it.
You rolled ass all night, too.
Fucking Lexington dies in a storm. In a Leviathan fight. Okay. You're able to fucking grab onto the rope with Beehat. And you notice the bee crawling up the rope, and the bee crawls up to you. He's like, and starts chittering, and then goes back down the rope. It looked like the bee was trying to say something.
Did it just talk to you, Lexington? Did the bee talk to you?
No, all I hear is bullshit. I still don't hear what it says.
Silent.
It must have been saying beautiful words to you.
Silence looks at the Leviathan. What color is it?
It is white. It is a pure white color right now. There's illumination from it. Like there's certain parts of its skin that are like bright neon white.
Silence looks over at Lexington. Lexington, I think I read this book. That is our arch enemy.
It started to look like Moby Dick.
Yep, that's the white whale. We are destined to fight him to the death.
God damn it.
Your javelin gave me the idea. We have to harpoon him.
Beehat's not up there, so that's not going to help.
Because our wizard is completely useless, we're going to have to do this ourselves.
So the ship is now 100 feet away. It's getting farther and farther away from the beast. But the waves are getting the waves are getting rougher and rougher. You realize that there is a storm now. You are heading straight into a storm.
Just like the book. We're going into a maelstrom. We have to fight the whale. Since our wizard is completely useless, we're gonna have to.
Well, maybe if we had listened to the wizard originally, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Shut up, wizard.
When I told you don't dangle bait off the side of the ship.
You haven't done nothing, wizard. You haven't killed the fire giant. You haven't killed the damn fish. You've done nothing. We're gonna have to do it ourselves.
Who's the one that summoned the fish in the first place?
Not me.
You notice
it was your Beehat.
You don't know how, but the dwarf has like a fucking bottle next in his hand, and he's leaning on the railing as if there's nothing happening. And the water's slamming his fucking face, and he's still in the stoic gaze, and he's drinking.
Beehat have one job. One job, bring a babe. He brought a goddamn monster, man. One job.
The dwarf then says, like, yes, the mermaid that saved me was very pretty. Very pretty. He drinks from his fucking beer as the water slams into his face so hard that it filters out the beer with seawater.
Beltram, do this goddamn illusion spell.
I can't do illusion spells.
How do you not have an illusion spell?
And it's too far out of range for me to actually spray it in the face with more color spray.
You guys hear a screaming sound as one of the fucking crewmates fly out of the ship, and then another.
Oh no.
You see two of them fly off the fucking ship.
Wait a second.
If you look towards the bow of the ship, the very front, you notice the chief Worminger is fucking screaming at the people down there. He's going back and forth, making sure shit happens.
Lexington, I got an idea. He looks at the Leviathan. Is it getting the people who fall off the ship?
You notice that when the people fall out of the ship, the mouths, they start to quiver as they get close. You see that they start quivering intensely. And then it disappears into the water entirely, a massive tsunami. And then nothing for a little while, and then it comes back up again.
And they're gone?
But not quite. It's the people are gone, but the Leviathan is farther away now. It's maybe like 250 feet. Sorry, no, 200 feet away.
Lexington. Every single person it stops to eat, it gets further away.
Lexington starts to use his javelin to start cutting the rope that's holding Beehat.
That's not what I meant.
Wow.
I was gonna throw people in there, but crew members. He's gonna throw Beehat.
When you do this, Lexington, you then hear a chittering behind your ears. You hear chittering, and you feel the hands of the bee. You feel it touching your ears.
The more it starts getting close to Lexington, he starts to stop and look at the thing.
You then hear its voice is like, "You can't kill him."
You should make him roll against cosmic horror. You should make him fucking roll.
Oh my goodness.
His horror, give him insanity. Grab Call of Cthulhu and give it to him.
Yes. You hear his voice is like, it's like, "You kill him, then you'll be the new Beehat."
When he hears that, he starts to put his javelin away and starts letting go of the rope and holding onto the rail.
Oh my goodness!
And the thing is, when the bee disappears,
look into silence I think it just spoke to me.
Silence is like, spoke to you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Silence
this is the D&D game, friend.
Railing.
Sorry.
Silence goes over to the same railing, closes his eyes, and holds on for dear life. He doesn't move again. This entire trip has to end.
Yeah. Stranger or a person I know? Jaeger?
Ranger. Ouch, man.
Jaeger, Ranger. Oh, CIA. Hey, we're in the middle of a game, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey.
How you doing?
I was just saw you guys are online. I was like, haven't talked to them. I'll see what they're doing.
Yeah, no, we're only ever on for the game, man. You know. Oh shit. So, where were we? Yes. So you get deeper and deeper into this foul storm. Everything just gets more and more black.
You were such a dick.
I'm sorry, man. He fucking could have talked to us a while ago, man. He could have just,
That's
you
CIA.
know.
Doesn't CIA have a character in this game?
He does. Like a while ago, yeah. You know, I've tried to contact him and shit, dude. You know, he's fucking left quiet, dude. Sorry. So, you guys are you get deeper and deeper into the storm. And the Leviathan's light starts to dim as it's harder to see it through the rain. And eventually you can't really see it. You don't know if it's still chasing you. What do you do? It's probably midnight now.
How's the storm? I mean, can we get up again and start walking around?
The storm it's fairly intense. So long as you don't do any extraneous activities and you move slowly, you'll be fine.
Okay, Silence makes his way down to inside the boat, but he does it in the most obnoxious manner possible. As in, he goes from person to person, grabbing onto them and holding onto them, pushing them down with his weight, so he uses them as his leverage to get inside. So every human being he pushes down and uses them to get in. And I'll remind you that his schlong is out, so it brushes up against everybody.
So then you finally get to after doing it to a few of the crewmates that were nearby you, who fucking are like, ah! You get to the dwarf, and when you get to the dwarf, there's no movement on him. You feel like you're on land again when you hold on to the dwarf. And the dwarf is going downstairs anyways. He's like he doesn't even notice you as he starts walking down the stairs. He tosses a bottle, and then you have to let go of him because now you're at the stairs, and he keeps going down. He's like, "Oh, it's you,
Dwarf. You have an you're like an antivert medication. You stop seasickness. You stop ocean bullshit. Can I tie myself to you, dwarf?
Sure.
We go downstairs.
I need to
Find a
drink
rope,
another beer."
and Silence ties himself to the dwarf. Of course, he puts it around his throat, so it's like a leash.
Oh my goodness!
When you tie it, by this point, like you probably follow the dwarf around a little bit. He went to grab another beer, and as you're doing this to him, he drinks another beer. He's like, I think I feel better. It's good that I found their beer. They were hiding beer from us. You know that? You know that?
We're gonna have to kill them all for this, dwarf. That's a betrayal.
We'll make them suffer.
Yes.
That we will.
Can we find something we can poison them with? and make this journey even worse?
That's a good idea.
There are usually rats.
So you guys search for the
rat poison.
You guys. So you guys search for rat poison?
Yes.
Hey, by any chance, was Beltram in the room with them?
Did you follow him? Did you follow him down? Is that what you did? Yeah, after he rubbed his schlong on you, you went after him?
No. All right.
I'll point this out to you. Him and the dwarf are tied to each other while Silence is still naked and they're searching for rat poison. I have no idea what you guys have not restrained the fucking lizard yet. So.
Well, Beltram's traumatized. Beehat is currently he's not much better than the lizard.
He's still tied up on the side of the fucking ship. No one's untied him. He's just getting slapped by all the waves.
Lexington is holding on to dear life in one of the rails.
What do you do? What do you do now? Because everyone's pretty much hunkering down inside the ship and trying to wait out the storm.
Eventually, completely forgets he wants to poison the ship, and falls asleep.
When you do this, you find out that your dwarf friend has a weird philosophical state, and he's so drunk he's starting to talk about philosophy. He's like, what does it mean to be good? To be bad? What about the rocks in the sky and the rocks? And he's just fucking, that's how he lulls you to sleep, by talking about random shit.
Oh, but but you're talking philosophy of silence. Now we gotta talk. Silence is, well, no, the shit dwarf. This is where I disagree about this. You see, it's not good and bad or neutral or anything. It's tasty and not tasty. That is the truth of life. What tastes good and what tastes bad. Okay, so that's the concept.
That's a good point.
That's the only way to view reality. So everything.
And bear in mind, at this point, you both are in the captain's room drinking his fucking high quality rum.
You see this right here?
Oh my goodness!
This right here, this is tasty, right? And then he bites like the bark of wood. That's not tasty. See, that's the
give me some of that. He takes the bark of wood and he bites it himself. He's like, but you can't forget, it has merit, though. It has a little merit. I mean,
so he
barks, if you want,
he bites off another part. And if this isn't stopped, they're gonna bite a hole through the ship. You don't understand. The consistency sometimes is bad, but it's not. It's not completely bad. It's all right. You can use it to like clean your teeth and shit. So this is not fully on bad tasting teeth. That's
but that means it's that see, then your logic, it does work. It's I mean, this is something I would chew, and he continues chewing the wood.
Papa Silas's theory of yumminess relativity comes into effect. My dad taught me this stuff. If it tastes bad, it's not good. If it tastes good, it's good. So that's the relativity there.
But what if you can sell it? Some things aren't tasty, but you can sell it, and that's good.
But sometimes they're not tasty, but they have something else you can use them for, like Beltram. He can cast fireballs. That's about all he can do.
But are you sure he's not tasty?
But he does warm up food that tastes good. Understand?
It's like an investment, then.
Yeah, exactly. That's covered in Papa Silence's theory of tasty, yum, and relativity.
Now let's talk about rocks. He goes on to talk about rocks, and you hear something happening outside. You hear a lot of commotion, and then you hear all of you. I don't know what Lexington did other than hold the railing.
He's still like holding the railing, like
you just hold the railing the whole time. So I guess the thing is, you're holding the railing so tightly you don't notice it's happening. Right. And then Beltram, what do you do?
So, Beltram tries to get he tries to get someone to get Beehat back in the boat so they don't get another Leviathan chasing after them.
No one listens to you. None of the fucking crewmates listen to you. None of them. None of them want to get outside of the ship. None of them.
They're blaming us for anything. Any moment they're gonna drop us off on a fucking island somewhere. Just leave us here.
Yeah.
We're bad luck.
Yes.
All right, so he tries to get Beehat up.
You want to? I mean, you guys are still going pretty fast. You guys get gonna have to make a roll, man.
They're like gonna have to make a roll, going to each side of the ship. We're going like supersonic speed, like
through a storm.
Speedboat, John.
All right, I'll leave him there.
All right, so Beltram, where do you hang out then for the? What do you do then?
He's gonna try to go. You know what? He'll try and talk to the captain, see if the captain can get somebody to get Beehat up.
So when you finally go find the captain, you don't find him in his quarters. You find Silence in the dwarf, and by this point, the dwarf isn't wearing his own clothes, and neither is Silence. Silence is wearing like the captain's something. He's wearing something from the captain, right? The dwarf is wearing the captain's hat.
Oh no!
And
his pants.
So that's what Silence is wearing?
Yes, he's wearing his pants. And of course they're ripped because Silence is 8 feet tall.
Well, the dwarf is wearing like the captain's fucking he's wearing the captain's hat, and the dwarf at some point lost his freaking underwear. And he's like wearing like he's wearing like tattered rags over his balls. You don't know where he got them. They look like it's a broken towel. And
oh my goodness!
And when you step into the room, you see his balls when he turns over to you. He's like, and that's why I think towels are better, because you know, something to let your balls free. You know, I feel good here. Oh, who is this?
This is a wizard.
I just remembered. I got to go find something. Take care, guys. He closes the door, gets out of there immediately.
Hold on.
No, Beltram, you gotta come back.
Get back here. We're talking philosophy. So when you step outside, you hear someone screaming, "Cowards! You cowards!" So,
screaming cowards.
You see what happened now.
It's a loud scream. You can't tell exactly who. It's towards.
Whoever's yelling outside, he ate something out there and tastes very good. You see, that's why he's like that.
You know, but the cowards. You know, by your logic, I wouldn't say cowards taste good either. So maybe the person who's saying it tastes good.
He thinks the cowards taste bad. That's right. Let's go find out what he wants. Maybe we could take a bite at one of the cowards and see what's going on.
Take the sword. He gives you a sword. I'll take mine.
You
both are holding maps.
Well with swords.
You both are holding rolled up maps.
Oh my goodness!
And we walk out. Where are the cowards?
So you guys go outside to see that the captain and his crew are abandoning ship. They're all going on one of the other small rowboats and leaving you. And you see that the Warminger is trying to fucking kill them.
Warminger, hold on, buddy. We have this ship as a new captain. Hold on 1 second. It's gonna be Lexington. Warminger, don't worry about it. Let him go. Beltram, guess what you can do now?
What are you talking about? They're leaving us to the creature. Don't you get it?
No, we don't need them. You see, we have you. You're a Warminger. Lexington will be the captain, and then he'll take care of things. And then Beltram is going to blow them up. Kill them, Beltram.
He is a wizard.
Magic.
Yeah, I could do that.
Just finally fireball those cowards who left us here.
You see that the Warminger has already killed one of them at this point.
So he's like, all right.
You comprehend that there's something going on?
Silence turns around.
Yeah,
before anything, Silence turns around and brandishes the sword, stands up at full height, shows his giant fucking lizard penis, okay, and intimidates the rest of the crew into not fucking leaving. Do I need to roll?
Yes. Because they're all fucking running, man. They're trying to leave you for dead, man.
So I get any additional bonuses because I'm silenced.
Well, as of right now, no, but you don't need them.
It's an 18.
You see that the rest of the crew, they all stop holding their feet when they see how tall you are, and they see the fact that you're holding a map. They're like, one of them what? One of them whispers to the captain, "It's like, maybe he knows more about boats than we thought." And you notice the captain's steely gaze as he looks at you, and he's like, and he notices the naked dwarf holding the map as well. He's like, the mostly naked dwarf wearing his hat, and the captain's like, "Very well, gentlemen." They start to go back onto the ship, and the captain, he's going up there with them. He's at the very back of them all. He looks up at you. He's like, "Very nice." He looks at the chief Warminger, and he gives him like a fucking death stare.
Did any of them get away on a boat?
Any of them get away? There was another boat that already went off.
I wanted to ask Tyler while he starts casting.
Burn that boat.
kind of like he taps his stomach. He's like, "Hey, you listening?"
You're trying to talk to the creature?
Yeah.
But the second you attempt to tap your stomach, it fucking gives you a reminder it exists.
How about I send these to your friend? And he points at the ones in the boat.
You feel like a ticklish feeling inside you, and then a violent poke, and then another, and then another, and it doesn't stop. There's just a lot of pokes. You feel like this is a rebuttal to the fact that you didn't give him their souls.
All right. Well, he casts fireball.
At what? And where?
The guy's getting away.
Oh no, you can't see them. This is a fucking storm, dude. You see them like they're like a fucking dog. They're like a fucking dog. Then. What do you? Sorry, I mean they're like those guys. The first crew is gone, man. They're gone. Like you just know there's a ship missing. There's one of the lifeboats missing. That's it. There's two.
Oh, I thought they, because Silence was saying now cast fireball. I thought they were still within view to hit.
I thought he said to destroy the other ship so they don't leave.
Oh.
To destroy the other lifeboats, John.
No, you know what? No. We'll just release them.
We might need those, actually.
Yeah.
We can always ride the worm. What are you talking about? Let them. We keep one. Release all the others.
What are you talking about? Keep.
We keep one lifeboat and remove it and cut the other ones. So only a few people can escape.
There's only two of them. There's like yeah, and the first one's already gone.
Are we okay, Captain?
The captain, he hesitantly releases his gaze and looks up at you and is like, "Well, we all died together now."
Oh my God, the guy's gay. He ignores him. he goes to put on some clothes. Stop staring at my bulge, dude.
Your assets, of course. So, do you have a plan, or are you holding that map for no reason?
Oh, of course I have a plan. I'm not going to reveal my plan to you. See, you're going to listen to my plan, and then you're going to listen to what he decides we do, and he points at the wizard, because he's very intelligent. I'm going to relay my orders to him. Sound good, Captain?
By the way, Silence, you're up on a platform, by the way. You're like there's it's like on the second story of the ship is where you're at. So you're on a platform looking down. And by the point in the conversation where you're at, the dwarf has already gone all the way down. And he's gone to the captain. The dwarf, he goes over to the captain and he fucking slaps him with the map. There you go, Silence. He's dead. He goes back. He starts waddling back satisfied. He doesn't notice that the captain is involved. The captain looks. His expression doesn't usually change, but he has a stupefied look on him. He's like,
the dwarf is drugged. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's all right. Just we will relay our orders from the captain's cabin as we got them. He walks over to Beltram, puts his big meaty hand on his shoulder. You're in charge. He goes downstairs.
What?
The dwarf goes.
Why am I in charge?
Because you're the wizard. You're smarter than me. He goes downstairs.
The dwarf, not noticing that you went downstairs, goes up to the captain's cabin and has a conversation with himself, thinking that you're there.
No, he follows the dwarf to the captain's cabin. He goes to the cabin.
So while you're talking to Beltram, the dwarf goes up there and he still has that conversation with himself, thinking that you're there. Until you get in there, he's like, "There's a second Silence. You were here. I was talking to you.
Yep.
How did you teleport?"
I'll tell you my secrets later.
All right.
Man of the sea.
All right.
Turns out I'm a man of the sea.
Sounds like They all agreed you're a captain after I killed the
Captain Silence. And what we need to do is we need to go after the white whale. But first we need to go get a new crew. So let's go to land and finish our quest. And then we're going to kill that thing.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, the Worminger enters the room. And then he looks at both of you condescendingly, and he's like, "You're both piss drunk, aren't you?"
Well, to be fair, Worminger, I think you got to be pissed drunk to go on a boat. So, to be fair.
I would disagree.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm captain, so now I don't disagree. Got it?
So long as our current captain is dead, as you say, sure.
He's been demoted.
And the dwarf is like, "I loved his head right off, I did," and he falls off the chair.
Yes, he's been demoted. Now I am captain. My XO is Beltram. And this is my master of arms. And we're going to go to shore. We're going to take over. We're going to go do whatever quest we got. And then we're going to come back and we're going to kill the whale.
The whale.
Yes.
The
Leviathan.
He takes a seat very casually. Like, he grabs the chair that the dwarf fell off of, sets it up, and then he takes a seat and drops that. He's like, "That's not going to be an easy task if you want to kill that."
Well, that's going to be our quest. First, we got to.
Lexington is trying to see what the hell's going on from the rail he was at.
Come on in.
You see just lights. All you see is lights coming from the captain's cabin. You just know all three of them are in there. You see nothing. You hear nothing.
Come on in here, Lexington. Lexington is my chef. He's going to be handling the food. He's going to be cooking. Got it?
So through an open window, you call over Lexington.
Oh,
Lexington's been holding onto the railing, bro. He's just...
Lexington, we need you to cook. You're going to be the chef.
Yeah, he's pretty much all drenched, hugging to the railing. He's
Lexington, get in here.
What is this? We're going to
Lexington, we are assigning tasks and jobs on the boat. We need you to either be Worminger in second, Worminger in chief, or the chef.
So this we're
Beehat's
still
trying to pull himself up.
Beehat is our doctor.
When Beehat comes in, the captain's like, "No, he's not."
That poor man.
The freaking
Beehat looks at all of you.
Doctor.
You're insane.
My name is Vorgerot.
Vorgerot. All right. Sounds good.
If it suits you better in your current state, call me Vorg.
Well, who's this? The Worminger or the captain?
The Worminger.
Okay.
The captain isn't even here. The captain fucking went downstairs like a good little dog.
You're the only one in the ship that retains his rank now, Worminger, because you're the only one that didn't abandon the ship. That's how it works on the ocean. I know. I'm all about the ocean. So the captain is no longer captain. I'm captain because he left the ship. So I scared him into staying on the ship, but he's not captain anymore. I'm captain.
Well, it's not long before they do something else just as crazy. That's how these people act. One's scared in their boots.
What we're gonna do is
they must be affected with seasickness.
He gets really close to the Worminger. He gets all conspiratorial. All conspiratorial. He whispers to him, "Can we get the ship to the goddamn shore so we can get the fuck off this goddamn thing?" Before they do that.
Truth be told, he's saying it quietly so not even the dwarf can hear. And the dwarf is like, "Tits, I agree, tits." He slaps Lexington's ass. "There's a big pen right here. Wait. No.
Exit is still holding on to the railing.
Oh, wait, dude! If you went upstairs to join them, you're inside then. There's no railing.
No, he's like still there in the railing.
Oh, you never left.
Everything to not RP. Drag his ass
Jonathan stays outside.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's also trying to like get in the front of the ship, but slowly. But he's like not sure.
You see that there's other wormingers over there working on the kibble and the shit. That's what you see when you get closer to the front. So he's conspiratorially in front of you real close. He's like, this island you want to get to, we can get you on it, but I don't think we can stop this ship. Not with that thing still behind us. Especially in a storm.
So what do you think? How do we kill it?
There's been a lot of people hunting that whale. That mermaid that they call it.
Moby Dick.
Not with this ship. Nope. Not with those wormingers, those sorry sacks, lazy shits. I think one of them was making
what about
something.
Oh wait, I'm not there.
Now,
What am I saying?
Now listen. We can get you to the island you want. I'm not sure if I can get you off. There's a legend that there are people there. We could take that risk and get you there, or we can take another risk with the whale, with the mermaid.
Worminger, let me share you a secret. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing here. I don't know why we're going to the island. I don't know what the hell we're doing. I'm just following that candy outside on the railing and killing everyone on the way. So I like your idea of killing the whale. So whatever you think is best, that's what we're gonna do. Sound good?
The Worminger, he brings his head back, and his head is in his arms, and he fucking leans back in the chair.
Because you see, I can probably kill that thing, but I need to get my armor and my axe on, and I need to be on land. I'm no good in the water.
He's like, wait, but aren't you a lizard? Isn't that an aquatic thing?
Yeah, but armor will make me sink. But what we can do is you can teach me how to harpoon things, and we'll go on a harpoon run and we'll kill that son of a bitch.
No, not with this little group.
So what do we do?
Best we can do is upset it and redirect it.
I know we got a wizard for that, but the cocksucker only knows how to shoot fireballs.
Between you and me, is he really a wizard?
I don't think so. I think I think he thinks he's a cleric.
Because I'll be honest, we have one of the Wormingers that says he can cast. Magicians, they're very rare.
He can probably cast better than Beltram. Beltram never does anything except chase pussy.
I mean, the only thing this guy's got, is like a laser pointer. He says that's a spell.
A laser poker? Oh, very good.
A laser pointer.
A laser pointer. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can laser point a goddamn giant creature, and then Beltram can shoot a fireball where the laser points.
But you said he isn't a wizard.
I don't know, man. Sometimes he shoots fireballs. He makes things blow up. But that's all he does. You want me to call him in here?
What if we upset him and he decides to burn down the whole ship?
Okay. Worminger, I want you to understand something. It's a miracle that hasn't happened already. I have no idea how we've gotten through these 2 hours without burning down the ship.
He goes onto the shelf and he grabs one of the bottles. He's like, yeah. He starts drinking.
Just so you guys know, I have no idea how we're going to get off this boat. And the fact that you're letting silence direct things is really insane. So, you're never leaving this boat. He's turning this into a sea journey that goes after a fucking giant whale. It's all on you. We're not stopping it.
Okay, did Lexington
Do you guys talk to Beltram at all?
Wormingers?
Nope. The Worminger and Silence are besties. They should,
No, like
Silence shares a
the
drink with him.
Wormingers at the front of the ship.
All right, you're still fucking. You finally get to the front of the ship, and then you realize that's where the most intense waves are coming in. Roll Dex.
God damn it.
Demeter? Oh, hold on, sorry.
Because you've been holding on so tightly, your arms are numb. You can't feel your arms, and you're fairly certain your arm is fused with the metal. That's why you make it there. Now, question, Uncle, when do you usually end your games that are at 6:30?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Mhm.
Well, we'll end it here.
Excellent game, dude. Fucking love this.
Oh, yeah.
Love the sea journey.
I love this.
Moby Dick too.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was completely insane.
Fucking, you motherfuckers almost, Beehat almost died. Fucking almost drowned Beehat.
We're totally refreshed. How much XP?
Oh, yeah.
If any?
Yeah. That was fun.
How much XP? We got any?
How much XP? Let's see. You survived a lethal encounter with the whale, which would have probably insta-killed any one of you.
4 XP.
So that's 4 XP. Because if you did fall into the whale, you'd have to instantly die.
Okay. All right, then.
My goodness, that was insane.
Yeah, no. Beehat, if you fell into the water,